Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Diamonds Network. This is a Diamonds Forever 3113 show today on Monday. And Elizabeth Diamond, your host, and we got more hosts on. And everything's going good. I hope everything's going good in your life. It kind of, energies are really strong, I noticed. Or maybe it's because I'm working nights. I don't know. I haven't figured that out, but anyway, I heard, though, the retrograde of 2 planets are coming up. I'm sure Cynthia will admit a little bit about that. But when it's retrograde, you go inside yourself. So people have been saying, if you're going to start some projects, start them before next week. So we have some projects going on in the Diamonds that we've just started. We've got to make sure they're up and running before next week, you guys. Anyway, I did do Candy and Elizabeth show on last Thursday. Candy was out and about and having fun, and I read chapters from Sunshine Before the Dawn. I read chapters 10, 11, and 12, and that's up on YouTube. If you guys want to catch up, I'll also add those chapters to the blog I started with, all chapters on that blog where you can listen to the whole book if you haven't, or if you've missed a chapter. So, a great show with Julian Wells. Oh, my God, profound. If you guys haven't listened to it, it's up there. A Candy Shop show did that last week. And Voices from the Alternative World this week, tomorrow, we're going to have a special guest. He's going to be on once a month, once every Tuesday, and that's going to be astounding. He's been mentored by Bucky Fuller. So check that out. And that has to do with living life as we go through this paradigm shift and beyond. So we things are created by talking about it, thinking about it, and putting the intentions out. So that's what Tuesday's show is. Paradigm shifting the earth with community living, ways to better eat, and all kinds of other things. So join us. All right. Well, we'll do the Candy. No. I want to do the Law of One tonight. I want to do something a little different, and I would like to, you guys, if you have anything heavy on your heart or any concerns, any worries, if not even worries, even if it's a good thing coming up, I want you to bring your prayer requests in, and we're going to pray the Law of One for all those requests tonight, and let all of us help all of us tonight, and we'll group pray it with the highest good of all concerned. So let's do that now. And I got the room unlocked. Let me call in the beings, and then we'll bring in the request, and Cynthia will say the Law of One. So we call in the Divine Flame of Living Love. Thank you for coming. We call in the beings of happiness that have a high vibration, happy, joy, blissful. We call in the beings that can help us through this astrology energies that are coming up and are here now, in the highest good of all concerned. We call in the 360 angels that are assigned to each degree around the earth. Thank you all for coming. And we call in our higher selves, our spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional selves. Thank you guys for coming. And any other beings. And we call in any other beings that are feeling lonely or are hearing this clarion call where they don't know about the highest good of all concerned and love, and they're longing for something in your heart, and you've never felt love, and you want to try something different, and you're just having a time there. Come into the group, and we will send you love at the highest good of all concerned, because we love you. Give you all a big hug that came in, and all you guys on the Diamonds Network listening via phone and internet and galactic-wise. Give you a big old hug. Love ya. So now let's start with our prayer requests. I know Miss California had one, but you guys come on in, just *6, and just set our intentions for the prayer. Let's work together.
Shall I go first, Liz?
You go first, Candy.
Okay. Well, I'd like to set my intentions that my oldest son has a speedy recovery from his broken foot, and that he learns the lessons he's supposed to through this experience. And my second intention is that the next person who joins the Ozark Dawn commune is the right person.
That's good.
For them, yes. And Amy has a request.
Hi, I'm requesting better communication, openness, and revealing for my daughter and I together to reconnect to this.
Beautiful. Thank you. And who's next?
Well, this is Sunny, and I am requesting a transformation in the healthcare system and that will get to the heart of disease and not be based on the pharmaceutical model. And I'm asking for healing of my condition and several other people that I know that are experiencing health problems, including Dale. So that is my prayer, that we understand our health conditions better and the lessons that they are to teach us.
That's beautiful. Okay, who's next? Come on, everybody's got a prayer request. Let's work together on this and see and test it, see what it does.
My prayer request is that everybody go into ecstasy and trance at the appropriate moments and times in their lives so that they can stay at their greatest vibration.
Beautiful. And my request is that everybody just enjoy every moment in the now from now on. Yes. Okay, who else, guys? Come on. Don't be shy. Star 6. Oh, and Galactics, just add your requests right now, too, by intention. And the ones that called in that have not experienced love or would like love, a taste of it, put your requests in the circle, too. And living divine love, put your requests in the circle. And our spiritual, mental, physical, or our spiritual, mental, emotional, and selves, put your requests in the circle, too. Thank you, thank you. All right, we're set then. And I know Miss California if she's not on, she wanted to pray regarding, she says there's some kind of war going on with, I don't know, somewhere in the news, something's going on. But so let's pray for all so-called war games that are going on still in this world for the highest good of, set it at the highest good of all concerned. All right, Cynthia, we're ready.
Okay, so we're going to do the law of one, which means we, as a democratic assembly of representatives of planet Earth, are now joining with our galactic brothers and sisters from many dimensions and realms and timelines and realities as one to absolutely trump and override every other law there is, civil or social, in any timeline, any realm. And by the way, the Julian Wells talk Wednesday night, my guides and my higher self sat me down and said, you listen to every word. And it was phenomenal, and I strongly recommend going to the blog and listening. But anyway.
And very interesting, Cynthia, that's what we started to talk about on Monday, and we had a long talk about belief and faith on Tuesday, too. So interesting.
We're entering a particular part of a black hole. That's my belief, where all timelines are pressed together, and we're going to end up at the timeline with the highest frequency. And I believe that the highest frequency is the law of one, and that's what we're doing right now. This law is not channeled. It was passed down through the ages, through the great white brotherhood. And white is not racial, it's just the light. And it is the law of laws. It's the original law of creation. And all of their laws come from it. And it overrides all lesser laws. And it goes like this. And I'll just say it the whole law through, and then we're going to say it together. Well, what do you think, Liz? Should we just do it line by line, and everybody, I'll say a line, or do you want me to do the whole thing first?
Just do the whole thing first. It takes a second, you guys, and then I'll unmute everybody, and then she'll say it again, and we'll repeat together. After her.
And that I like that, Liz, because this way you can hear what it is. If you don't agree with it, don't do it. But if it rings true, which I think it will, because it activates the God DNA. It activates the part of our DNA genome, which is in everything on all levels. That is the quantum field. It is our connection to the quantum field, and it gives us dominion and authority over the whole thing. And here's the law of one. It goes like this. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask that only the highest good of all concerned happen, and I give thanks that this is done. Now that's the law of one in English. So if that...
Okay, we're ready.
I'm going to say a line, and then y'all say it. But listen, when you say it, just realize that we're being listened to by very powerful beings, like you would think out of the myth and fairy tale. And they will be saying it too, because as far as I know, this is the last planet to be liberated. And so they know this law by heart, and they are agreeing. So we're joining with them. And as lawful representatives of the planet, as a democratic assembly of representatives of many races and timelines and genetics, we're voting on this is basically what we're doing. And when they get our vote, then they have permission to do radical changes for the healing of this planet. Why? Because we're all one, and when one is harmed, all are harmed. So if we get harmed, it harms them. So let's do it. Ready? Here it goes. We are all one.
We are all one.
When one is harmed, all are harmed.
When one harmed, all are harmed.
Therefore, in the name of who I am.
Therefore, in the name of who I am.
And I am one with all there is.
And I am one with all there is.
With all there is.
I ask that only the highest good.
I ask
that only the highest
good of all these prayer requests
all
tonight.
concerned happen.
Of all concerned happen.
And I give thanks that this is done.
And I give thanks
that this is done. So be it, and so it is.
So be it. So it is.
Muchas gracias, mi amigos and amigas. Okay, back to you.
Okay, very good. We got it set up now. Next is the Candy Shop Jar News, and come on in, Candy.
Sure thing, Elizabeth. Diamond, this is wonderful to be part of the Diamond Network. I'm going to give my email at the end of this segment. So get your pencil and paper ready. Would love to hear from some of the audience. Gosh.
Oh, let me say one thing, Candy. Benjamin Fulford, we've been watching for his report all day. Not up yet. It'll probably be up tomorrow, but it'll be on the Diamonds blog as soon as it is. That's Diamonds with an S Forever 31.blogspot.com. Thank you. Go ahead, Can.
Absolutely. And Benjamin Fulford has got such good sources, and it's very important to listen probably on YouTube Tuesday afternoon. And there's so much happening with arrests happening and the Rothschilds and the bankers and the Prime Minister of Britain forced to reveal all of the details of his tax reports and all these things from the Panama Papers, which Elizabeth has kindly blogged for us all to understand better. It's amazing the things that are happening more rapid than I think we even imagined. Last April was when I first joined the Diamond Network, and it's just been wonderful as we've been working with Christopher Jacobs and the Galactics and all of the friends of the Diamond Network. So yes, my show, Candy Shop Show, was a great one with Julian Wells last week, and this coming week we're going to be having a report from the Global UFO Conference that just took place in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and a couple of the fans of the Diamond Network were there in person. They'll be giving a report, and we have some surprise guests that will be quite interesting to everyone. But I'm going to be focusing on the rest of the month also in talking about the Ascension Plan as presented by Cobra, and I would like to give folks a little bit of a tease about this and encourage folks to listen to the whole thing as soon as you can. Just put in Cobra March 2016 in your YouTube, and you'll see some really interesting things.
March 7th, 2016. The Ascension Plan by Cobra. Time has come to release a great portion of the Ascension Plan for this planet. The Ascension window has opened on this planet on May 25th, 1975, had its turning point on August 11th, 1999, and will close on July 7th, 2025. It was always the plan of the life forces to clear the primary anomaly of darkness and to trigger the event within this time window, and that plan did not change. This time window has its basis in the scientific fact that solstice sun is completely aligned with the galactic equator within the 1975 to 2021 time frame, and this alignment is perfect within the 1980 to 2016 time frame. Solstice sun/galactic equator alignment occurs twice in the precessional cycle of 26,000 years. Actually, the precessional cycle is perfectly entrained with the pulse of the galactic heart, which sends a galactic superwave into the spiral arms of the galaxy every 26,000 years. So each solstice sun/galactic equator alignment occurs right at the time of the galactic superwave, either a large one which occurs every 26,000 years, or a mid-cycle one, which occurs 13,000 years after each large one. Luckily for us, the galactic superwave we are awaiting is the mid-cycle one, and will be significantly milder than the previous one that has caused the Gothenburg geomagnetic reversal, the terminal Pleistocene mass species extinction 13,000 years ago, and consequently the deluge of Atlantis. Yet it will be strong enough to dust off all darkness from our solar system.
Okay. Well, that's just a little tease from Cobra, and it's very interesting, these dates that we have been sharing, and he shares in these March reports about the things that have been happening that have kind of speeded up and made sure that the Ascension Plan is staying on track. And he doesn't mention the Diamond Network, but he is obviously talking about us and about the great work we've done with Chris and Elizabeth to control and destroy things like the Strangelet bombs, and to hamper the power of the Chimera. So it's quite exciting that we've been able to play such a big role in quietly from the Diamond Network. So I just love it.
Candy, let me add another thing. Tanaf from the Silver Legion, she's a human being on Earth, but she's from the Silver Legion. She's done radio shows before, but she has a blog, and she wrote a small blog last week. And at the very last sentence, she goes, "And what about the Law of One?" ? When I read that, I said, oh, maybe she's listening about the Law of One on this show. So I can't wait to hear what her article says about the Law of One. So the Law of One is going viral around the world, as well as the galactowizing that Diamond's Network is first put out, and I'm happy about that. Thank you, world. Oh, and Candy, I wanted to give a reference number to your show for the recorded dial line. That I believe it's 404 pound, because 405 pound was the Thursday call. So 404 pound, you guys, on the recorded line for Candy and Julian Wells. Go ahead.
Great. And then that would be then tonight's 406, I suppose. So
what number?
Tonight would be 406 if Thursday was 405.
Yeah. And let me give the recorded line. Recorded line is 641-715-3813, and then you dial the pin 883267 pound, and reference number 404 pound. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Another exciting thing that's been happening for me is my continued dedication to doing the Law of Abundance ritual on the new moon. I hope most of our listeners did this. It is just so exciting for me. I don't always get a lot of cash, but I get wonderful, helpful things and new friends, and I just feel really blessed from doing the Law of Abundance ritual with the new moon. So I encourage folks on that a great deal. And I've had requests to start weekly meditation groups, and I got a huge amount of tilling done for my garden. I can't wait to sow the seeds for 9 minutes, like Anastasia says, as we're all getting ready to do a little planting, and we're going to be growing more herbs this year here, cultivated herbs as well as the wild herbs on our little farm. So it's a great time. It's a great spring. There's so much happening in April. With
Candy,
the political and the energies of the universe. Yes.
Before you get off gardening, I would just want to add this too. My daughter bought each of her kids, 3 kids, a little pot to plant in, and they're going to plant flowers. But it's not quite warm enough yet, so she looked it up online. And here's the cool thing: even to start tomato plants and beans and all that, you put some cotton balls in a baggie, and get them wet, and put the seeds on top of that. And I told my daughter, have the kids spit in there for their DNA instead of soaking them. But and she taped them to the window, and they're sprouting already after a day or two. So that's a cool thing. Anyway,
it is. Well, thank you for sharing that. Well, it's just really an exciting, important time, and about 2 weeks ago on the show, Chris helped us the last show in March to clear the Vatican, and we took the power grid away from the cabal inside the Vatican, and Odin and the Galactics, Archangel Michael told us that we had set the pattern, and we were going to expand that pattern to take the power grid away from the cabal on the entire planet. And some of my listeners will remember that they told Chris that the lights would flicker and to notice that the lights would flicker, and this would be the changeover from the cabal's control to the good guys' control. And so I've been trying to notice this, and today was the first time I've seen the lights flicker. And it was at 9:39 Central Time here in Missouri. The lights flickered, the televisions went off, the computers, everything went off, and then they came back on. So I don't know if any of my listeners on the phone had this kind of experience sometime this morning. I'd like to hear it, but it is exciting. I don't know if it was just happening in my area, but regardless, let's remember to set our intentions that the good guys get to take over the power grid. Well, that's it from the Candy Jar Treats tonight. My email is keytotruth@yahoo.com. We're looking for questions. We're looking for comments. We're looking for a lead for somebody that might like to join our little vegetarian spiritual commune. I'm putting the lid back on and the jar and turning it over to Elizabeth.
Well, thank you, Candy, from the Candy Jar. And I just want to add, soon it'll be coming up uploaded to the Diamonds YouTube channel. We found through all the shows, we found the where the galactus, because we were galactizing, and we went in through Chris's eyes to a part in space to some beings. And in that story is where the Law of One symbol was born through a nurse, a galactic nurse. And we'll be putting that up. It's probably a 10-minute audio, and we're going to put that up soon. And that's really important to know for everybody as they come across the Law of One, as we're bringing that out. And also, we're always looking for ones that have a show or want to start a show or want to, but they're kind of shy. Give us a call and bring your show to Diamonds Network. We're an energy that's going out to the whole world, a love energy. And, love and gratitude, Thanksgiving is the strongest energy. We're here to help all of us, and even us, So, and we need people that are computer savvy, that want to help in that way, marketing. And if you want to donate energy back in kind, the donate button's on the right-hand side of the blog. That's Diamonds with an S Forever 31.blogspot.com. And what else? Lots of good stuff. So for now, I'll think of what I want else to say, and we'll bring on Cynthia with the energies for this week. And Mayor is here too. Welcome, sister.
Muchas gracias. Oh boy, y'all! I tell you what. A strange thing is happening with Mars. Mars, you can move through a degree and a sign in 2 days. Like in August, Mars is going to move through 9 degrees Sag in 2 days. But right now, Mars entered 9 degrees Sagittarius on April the 5th, and it's not going to leave it until April the 29th because of stationing and retrograding. And Mars is the warrior aspect of divine love. And what the Cabal has done to us is, in the name of love, gotten us to war. A lot of those people in World War I or II or III or whenever, they were doing it for love. They were doing it for God. And they didn't know there were people behind the scenes that were setting up the whole scenario. But Mars, from April 5th, all these things going on, right, to April 29th, and 1 degree. Now, this is 1 degree that is incredibly important for when you go into enlightenment. Because the whole process of enlightenment is leaving the old and entering the new. The old is delusion and illusion and confusion and refusion. And the new is enlightenment. It's discovering the source of all power, all knowledge, and all bliss within the self. It's getting through all the genetics, all the stuff you learn from your parents and your society for lifetimes, to the pure core of what being human is, which is divine. So that transition from delusion, illusion, confusion into enlightenment and delightment. I'm into poetry tonight, and the end of frightenment. It's a bridge. And if you study the ancient teachings, the Buddhist religion is very, very good on this. It says, before enlightenment, a mountain is a mountain and a lake is a lake. During enlightenment, which is where we're going, a mountain is no longer a mountain, and a lake is no longer a lake. After enlightenment, a mountain is a mountain and a lake is a lake. That's an old Zen koan, Koan saying. And there's another variation of it. It goes like this. Before enlightenment, chopping wood, carrying water. During enlightenment, not chopping wood, not carrying water. After enlightenment, chopping wood, carrying water. And this world that we're on, which is a great, we're going to learn what this world is, okay? And it's going to clear up a lot of things. For example, one of the things it's going to clear up is why would we come down here with things in such a mess? It's crazy, man. Why would any soul in their right mind incarnate on a planet where they're going to be poisoned, mind-controlled, etc., 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 etc.? And when we learn what this planet really is in astrometaphysics, what its function really is, it's sort of like a computer chip in a computer. It may be small, but it is very, very important. So then we're going to understand that we were chosen to come here. Out of all the warriors of love in the universe and the multi-universes, the very best warriors of love were chosen to come here at this time to do what? To conquer with love. Conquer what? Well, that's what all this revelation is about. And I was very blessed years ago to meet a mid-level manager of Siemens who lived on Long Island, who was a neighbor to the secretary of George Bush. And she walked into his little office. He was, I think, in the Hamptons. It's wherever so many years ago. But wherever it was that they went for vacation, I think it was the Hamptons. She walks into his private little office there while he's on vacation, right? And he's a white dragon. And she says, I'm going to tell everybody. And he said, please be my guest. They'll never believe you. And we're going to hear tales that have been hinted at in myth and legend But it's all going to become clear. And I want to say that first off and foremost, we're all one. Whoever's playing whatever role, we're still all one. We're one quantum field. We're one unified field. And these dramas that we do through time and through space, and even beyond time and space, have a purpose. And the victory of love is the outcome. And I mean, it's just, you know, it's the difference between a silicon-based physical manifestation and a carbon-based physical manifestation. A silicon crystal can be clear like a Herkimer diamond and is piezoelectric and can do all these things and then some. And a diamond can do exactly what a crystal does. But a diamond is very, very strong, whereas a crystal is very, very delicate. And so taking control over this planet, which is a multi-interdimensional, it's a
endeavor.
Well, it is. It's like spaghetti junction. It's like when a lot of roads come together in one place. There are many, many dimensions that come together here. And whoever controls this place, it's like controlling a major hub in a subway station or a major airport or a major communications device. And the beautiful thing about what's going on right now, I don't want to take too long. I'll be back on Thursday with Mir and with Marianne. We'll go into this because we're going to cover the next lunar event, full moon, which we're moving into now. The major thing to remember is this, and this is going to sound crazy, but each and every one of you and I, all of us, are completely all-powerful. We really, really are. And one way to comprehend that is if you have a computer network, any one of the satellite computers can access the mainframe and send signals to and fro. So any one of us, using the law of one, can actually control the whole field. And the protection built in for that is that through the laws of cause and effect, just physics and metaphysics, is that whatever you send out is going to come back. In other words, if you've got paint on the right side of your nose and you look in a mirror, you're going to see paint on the side of your nose. It's cause and effect. So if you use that card, if you play that card in the game of omnipotence, of having infinite power, whatever you do is going to come back. And, I mean, what better to do than the highest good of all concerned? I mean, who would not have fortune and contentment that heals everything if you're using your infinite power to control the mainframe to create the highest good of all concern. Now, I don't have a lot of time tonight. I would love to go into this a little bit deeper, but there's a huge emphasis on out-of-body travel And there's a huge emphasis on other worlds. There's a huge emphasis on hypnotherapy. So I strongly suggest that y'all all hypnotize yourself and hypnotize each other with positive affirmations. The Law of One is excellent. There's a huge emphasis on spiritual families and prophecy. In fact, prophecy right now is huge. Let me give you a few of them. All that I do, ye shall do and more. That was Jesus Christ to the disciples. They came to him and they said, well, will we ever be able to heal the sick and raise the dead and do all the things that you do? He said, all these things ye shall do and more. And the prophecies for this time, the best ones I like the best are the ones by the Maya. They're very ancient prophecies, but there's a guy who was, well, he wrote a whole book on it called Through the Barrier by Edgar A. Ostrander. It's out of print. If you can get a copy, please get it. But he did the math. He actually shows you the math page by page by page by page as he explains carefully that we are going through a hole right now.
Clear the room.
What? So anyway, Mir, we probably are running out of time, but you could just read just one of the things going on tonight. I just want to say Mars at 9 degrees Sagittarius is the protection of the insane. And remember I said Mars is going to be at the protection of the insane until April 29th. And at the same time that Saturn governs our bones, the marrow of our bones, and it governs what we have to do to get the rest of the chart to work. And it's at the place of orphans and exiles and those that are despised, of healing them and protecting them. So here you have Mars hovering at 9 degrees Sagittarius, which is the protection of the insane. And like I just got through saying, when you're going from ordinary consciousness into enlightenment, there's a transition period where things don't seem the way they are. And we're being protected. And Saturn is saying yes. And we're also protecting the orphans and the exiles. So, Mir, if you want to read those, good. Or
Cynthia.
Yeah.
What? Look on your chart. What is now? What is around now this time?
That's this. That's what I'm talking about. I'm reading tonight's chart.
Okay. And how? Because we've read those two before. Those are online. Is there another angel on your mind? Energy.
Oh, sure. Oh my goodness, there's such good ones. The Earth is at the place of physics, 23 Libra. Or if you would like, we can read the Sun at 23 Aries.
So what are those
Cynthia,
two do?
can
What
you
does
hear
the
me?
Sun do?
Yeah, I hear you good, girl.
Okay, whichever one you want to read, I'm open to.
Mir, okay, well listen, the part of fortune is at the place of inventions. Let's read the part of fortune. That's the luckiest place in the whole chart. 2 degrees Virgo.
2 degrees Virgo.
And you guys be sure to call in the angels that she reads. And then after that, Cynthia, if you guys want to read another angel, I'd love you to go back and you said you could talk a little bit more about.
I'll talk as long as you want. Listen,
the
no
mainframe. You know how we are with the Law of One. We are the creators, and we can change the mainframe.
Honey, you just let me know what you'd like, and that will be fine.
And just as we have a little break here, Misty will read a card after we're at the end of the show for everybody.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. And
I love that.
Chris is on a vacation of a sorts, and he'll be back in May. And Christopher's mom, she decided she's going to wait till, because they're in a lot of busyness. They're looking for a new place. They're going to move out of state and all that. So she'll be around probably in May too. So we'll let you know. But okay, go for it, guys.
All right. So do you want to read the part of fortune? 2 degrees Virgo, and it's the angels of inventions. You want me to go ahead, Cynthia?
Yeah, and since we've gotten the go-ahead to take just a little bit more time, after that, read Jupiter, and I'll tell you why. Oh, wait, I just set my glasses down. After you read inventions, I'll tell you why Jupiter is so important. But go ahead and read inventions.
Okay. The angels of inventions, and their name is Bruahi, Bruahi. And we call in the living flame of divine love to be with us now, and we call in universal consciousness to be with us now, and we're calling in the angels Bruahi, the angels of inventions, to be with us. Beloved, we are the protector of all inventions in the Akasha principle, so that they are not realized before their time. We inspire particular individuals to make certain inventions, and we cause these to be realized in the physical world. We also hinder people with high intuitive faculties from realizing inventions which are not to be made known to the public until further time has passed. Virgo opens initiations concerning wisdom, expressing in its most practical earthly way. Therefore, Virgo inspires detailed analysis. During passage through Virgo, by studying other messages of the cosmic language with attention to detailed analysis, a comprehensive picture emerges. Simplicity rises out of complexity. Exquisite simplicity, so basic and pure that even children understand and regard it as obvious. The cosmic language is simple. States brought about by divine virtues are natural to any human being. In service to creation, these states are recalled, remembered, and flow easily and naturally. Insights arise when networking with heavenly hosts. This communication and communal sharing are simply normal interactions of different parts of one body working together. We are all one. The many make up the one. Analogous to the trillions of cells comprising one body, so too do all beings in creation make up one body. Thus, asking angelic hosts for assistance in practical matters helps all creation and makes more easily possible the manifestation of the Creator's perfect blueprints on earth as in heaven. As more and more people ask for heavenly assistance, profound and great shifts in how inventions are used in the world occur. Providence entrusts us with the responsibility of safeguarding humankind from destructive inventions, either through intentional or unintentional use. During the dawning of the Alpha and the Omega, we are often guided to make sure that destructive inventions are never fully realized, or if they are rendered inoperable. As this glorious dawn becomes the blazing light of full day and people awaken, we then reveal amazing inventions that further establish heaven on earth. As people become mature and enlightened, we are allowed by Providence to inspire inventions beyond your current level of imagination. The heavenly hosts work through the law of one, which requires only the highest good of all to happen. In taking responsibility for all that happens through a creative act and its ongoing effects, remember always to ask that only the highest good occurs. This assures that the fate incurred by a creative act is the best for all, a fate that brings about perfection in all life in every dimension. To attune to guidance and knowledge in the field of inventions Integrate the virtues represented by the 6 letters of our name. Bruahi, Bruahi, the angels of inventions.
That was beautiful, and those angels backed Cynthia up on the law of one. That explained it in the angels' terms.
Yeah. Jupiter is in 15 Virgo. Now, the 15th degree of every sign is the perfection of that sign. Now, Virgo is wisdom manifesting on a practical earthly level. And Jupiter is at the place of wisdom manifesting on a practical earthly level. Now, we did read this before, I believe, but right near Jupiter is the North Node. The North Node of any chart, tonight's chart, is the outcome. Now, it's absolutely and totally conjunct Hygeia, which is how we heal, how we're healing each other. They're at the exact same degree. So I'm thinking, if we have the time, first off and foremost, if I had to choose between the two, I think I'd choose the North Node conjunct Hygeia. But if we have time for both, I believe we need to read 15 Virgo, Mir, and then 21 Virgo.
Okay. Well, 15 degrees Virgo is the angels of commerce.
Okay, Mary, you read this angel, and then I'll bring Misty in to read the card, and then we'll read the other angel, Cynthia, and then Cynthia will talk. I don't know why we're doing it, but it's going to turn out something.
Oh, inner guidance rules supreme. Yes. Go for it.
Okay, go, Mary.
Okay. So 15 degrees Virgo is the angels of commerce, Akirgi, Akirgi, and we ask the angels of Akirgi to be with us. Beloved, wisdom, transformation, faith, comprehension of cause and effect, true blessings, grace and mercy, success and ingenuity in business and commerce are our expertise. When asked through the virtues of our name, we ensure that business success is attained through enlightened means, through strong faith, keen attention to inner guidance, understanding of cause and effect, and attunement to grace and mercy in all dealings. Over the centuries, we have inspired humanity from the most primitive skills to the wonders of the modern age. You may call on us for help in any business. The field of textiles and papers are a specialty. At this time, we are inspiring shifts in commerce to better facilitate the highest good of all. We encourage strong conscience so that blessings flow. For example, due to considerations that are economical, humane, and environmental in nature, we are inspiring legal, business, and manufacturing systems to use hemp plants for textiles, paper, food, fuel, sustainable agriculture, paints, medicines, and composite construction materials. This plant was designed by Universal Mind for uses both sacred and mundane, and products manufactured from it are usually superior to those made from wood and other materials. When seeking help and ingenuity in any business, as you walk the path of enlightenment through service in the world, call on our help, and we assist in wonderful ways. Akirgi, the angels of commerce.
That's beautiful. And Misty, come on in. I want to add to that, Mayor and Cynthia. They inspire commerce, and they're talking about the hemp plant. And so, for example, let's see what they've been up to. Let's take a snapshot of what these angels have been up to regarding the hemp and making textiles and clothes and all that. Well, here's the process, and let's compare it to like the financial reset process and other processes that are going on that are paradigm shifting. About 2 years ago now, there's been a real run on medical marijuana, and Colorado was the first state to legalize marijuana. You can literally buy it and smoke it. And now this is only 2 years ago or even less. The process has been all 50 states now, I believe, have medical marijuana approved, moving towards legalizing marijuana in every state. And then the process going, making things close and everything. Isn't that beautiful? And yes, isn't that beautiful? So I wanted to just bring that in to show the process of we are processing through everything in this world, and a financial reset process, and coming back to the pure and natural, the hemp process. Okay, is that you, Misty?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it working? Okay, great.
Yeah. Hey,
well,
why don't you have Mayor pick the card if you don't have it?
Okay, I wanted to say something about the hemp, if I could.
Yes.
Real quick, and then maybe one of these days I'll come on and talk more about it. I have a couple of natural products that I promote, and one, its technical name, I believe, is Nigella sativa, which is black cumin seed, which is really interesting because the sativa is kind of related to the hemp plant, but it's a sativa. And the other is that it's a vegan protein powder, and it uses hemp seed as one of the ingredients to provide the protein. So I thought that was interesting. Hemp seed and chia seed and all kinds of other things. But I'm seeing it more and more in different things, and I just think it's a miracle plant.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because yes, natural food being incorporated with like hemp seed and THC oil, and that bringing it back too. So see the process of just hemp plant that's pure and brought here by the creator. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Absolutely. So yeah, you said Mayor, would you like to pick a card between 1 and 81, and it can include 1 or 81?
Yes. I would love to pick 44.
44, okay.
44. And by the way, Misty's reading a card. This is for all of us in the audience and the ones that listen to it on the recording. It will hit you personally in your life.
14, 15, 16.
Well, she's counting for the highest good of all concerned in your life.
40, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ooh, okay. This is burden. This is air element wand, and it's the number 10, burden. So, the traditional card is 10 of wands. The key words are trials, wasted energy, and distress. Okay. Three vultures circle a dead and rotting tree in the middle of a vast wasteland. All is cold and desolate. The only movement is from the vultures, who circle patiently, waiting to devour some dead or dying creature hidden behind the rocks. Faint footprints lead to the hidden death. Vultures have long been a representation of death and rebirth. As the number 3 has been a symbol of the 3 faces of the goddess, one way or cycle of life, the tree is dead. One moment. One moment. I'm so sorry. I have somebody at my door, so just a moment. I must take this, or...
Ooh, maybe it's an ET. We got to find out who's going to be at her door, huh? That's a sign and a wonder. Makes
it's adorable.
There we go. You come up with these really fast, Cynthia. I like that. Adorable.
Well, this reading goes right in line with what we were just talking about, the protection of the insane. We're dying to the old world. We're being reborn to the new. It's like the Bible says, ye must be born again. So
and what you just said was chaos, and when it came out of that chaos machine, the dying is dying, and the new is coming aboard.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good. Okay, I'm back.
Yay.
Okay, Misty, who was it at your door? You don't have to say their name, but what kind of business?
It's my friend. She's bringing me something to try. Called SCS, which is another one of those really good products that we have been given a gift to share with others and possibly provide an income or something for our endeavors. So
nice.
She brought me some, so I can.
Oh, it goes with the Angels of Commerce. They just talked about business and all that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so one way or cycle of life, the tree is dead. The goddess in her forms, the three vultures, is as beginning, growth, and ending, prepares to scour away old ideas, old ways of life, and old patterns of behavior in preparation for the new to come, the sapling. A tired, beleaguered face peers faintly from one of the stones with an expression of despair and regret. Whether we end a cycle of life by physically dying or we end another cycle of being within a life, we experience regrets for past wrong actions and despair at ever moving into something better. However, at the foot of the dead tree can be seen a tiny green sapling, a symbol of new life, emerging from the ashes of the past. If we patiently go through the goddess cleansing process, new growth will appear and replace all the past fears and sorrows with beautiful things. The prophecy, a time of despair encircles the seeker. Be patient and prepare for the new cycle soon to be upon you. Wait until the time feels right and then move out of the desert and on to the new and better paths. Stop wasting energy on useless relationships or projects. Release what is dead in your life. That's the card. And I think it's
what's the card look like? Yes. What's it look like? The card.
Well,
picture.
Yeah, it looks like basically it's got the dead tree and faces around it, and the three vultures encircling, and it's
thank you, Misty.
It's a gloomy card.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you, Misty. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for reading that. I needed that. Thank you.
I did too.
Oh,
thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay, Mary. What name
We're going to do
Jupiter.
Are we doing Jupiter, Cynthia?
We're doing Jupiter, and we're doing the North Node conjunct Hygeia. If I had to choose between the two as being most important, probably North Node conjunct Hygeia.
Okay, let's do it. What are both angels, so at least people know what Jupiter is?
But one thing about Misty's card reading, to me, it was the best card.
Oh, my
because
gosh.
We're so tired of this old.
I know, but we don't want to harm one another.
Run around.
That's the thing.
And it's dying.
It's dying, but we want to do it carefully.
Yeah.
As it dies, we don't want to hurt one another.
No. So here we go.
Love. Want to do it with love, right?
Oh,
yes.
we did Jupiter. So let's do fortunate. Okay, the North Node is the outcome of tonight. I cast this chart for 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Atlanta, Georgia. And let's see, right now it's like 9:40. But anyway, this chart is very much active and in force right now. And the North Node means where the moon sets. The moon governs our emotions. Our emotions governs what we create out of the quantum. And that's scientific, by the way. And the North Node is conjunct Hygeia, which is that part of us, which is our immune response. Our immune response that overcomes any thing inwardly or outwardly. A good, healthy immune system can overcome it. And the immune system is exactly to the degree conjunct the North Node. And that is 21 degrees Virgo. So
okay.
Mary, yeah.
Yes, 21 degrees Virgo.
Yeah.
Oh my
love
goodness, everybody.
21 Virgo.
Oh my gosh. So tell us
listen,
again
may
what
I
we're reading.
introduce you
This
to one of my
is...
favorite people.
Oh my
21
gosh,
Virgo.
please. Yeah, but please tell us one more time what we're reading. We're reading the North Node, right?
Conjunct Hygeia. This is the
gosh.
outcome. You want to know what's going to happen tonight? Look in your life. Now, there's two ways you got to look. You got two eyes. You got two halves of the brain. The two places you got to look at what's happening in your life is what's happening inwardly with yourself. You got to look
well,
there.
I'm going to read them.
And then you got to look outwardly into your outer life, your friends, your neighbors, blah, 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 your fortune or lack thereof, your health, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You're looking at the outer world. You're looking at the inner world. And the outcome of the energies tonight, wherever you are, give thanks for it. If you're on top of the world, everything's great, give thanks for that. If you're at the bottom of the world, things are not great, give thanks for that. Because the thanks ends things. In other words, whenever you give thanks, it means it's over. Whatever it is over. Why? You give thanks for it. And this works subconsciously and superconsciously. So whatever you're going through right now, good or bad or in the middle or whatever it is, or all of it above, just give thanks for it. And this is the outcome. Okay, Mayor, read it. This is the outcome for the planet, for the whole planet.
Wow. And it's the angels Isserag, I-S-E-R-A-G, the angels of fortune and contentment. And we're asking the angels of Isserag, we call them the living flame of divine love and universal consciousness, and we're asking the angels of Isserag to be with us all. Beloved, we are angels of good fortune. We inspire such joy and contentment that only in your fondest dreams could you imagine such happiness. The phrase, "For I have given you the spirit of joy," is a reference to our assignment. Through helping human beings understand and use qualities of Isserag, we bring success and well-being in endeavors for which our help is asked. Not only do we bring success, we bring it in such ways that it helps, not hinders, spiritual evolution and growth. Every letter of our name, Isserag, has been explained in other messages in regard to the divine qualities it represents. Keep in mind that it is not only the letters themselves, but also the order in which they appear that is important. With each of the names of the heavenly hosts, the order of the letters is a map or blueprint for a journey in consciousness. The journey of Isserag is joyful as spirit and soul assimilate lessons to demonstrate divine contentment and good fortune. Isserag, the angels of fortune and contentment, 21 degrees Virgo.
So what that's saying is this. In spite of all fears to the contrary, we're coming out of this smelling like a rose. For example, some great scientist, I forget who it is right now, is reading about it, said if we made nets out of hemp and put it in the ocean, it would totally neutralize all the radioactivity. I mean, we're on the verge of such exciting times where we are catapulted into higher and higher and higher levels of perfection. Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual perfection. So hold on to your hats, tighten your seatbelts. Because as bad as it's been, all these world wars, all this amazing history that we've been through for a very, very long time, through it all, we have grown. We have built up an immune system for the whole being of God. We've been there and we've done that. We have compassion for every type of insanity, because in this life or some other lifetime, we have played all the roles. We've been poor, we've been rich. We've seen the suffering of the poor and the glory of the poor, and we've seen the suffering of the rich and the glory of the rich. We've been celibate and alone, and we've been in beautiful, ecstatic, tantric, sexual relationships through all these lifetimes that we've been in. We've experienced the whole extreme, or enough of us have. And through the divine virtues of omnipresence, we're communicating it like the 100th monkey, to the point where no matter who can come up with anything on any timeline or planet, we can have compassion for it. And that's what works in therapy. Believe me, I stand on the shoulders of giants saying that. The research has been done for decades. What works if you want to heal, if you want to be healed emotionally, is have someone listen to your story and empathize with you. It'll heal you. Just like comforting an upset child. And if you want to heal someone who's absolutely nuts so crazy, empathize with them. That's compassion. That's the path of the Bodhisattva. The path of compassion. The motion of compassion heals. Not judgment, not condemnation, not punishment or revenge, or resistance or denial. What heals that which is out of harmony is compassion. Where instead of pointing your finger and saying, "Oh, you harlot, boy, are you a bad lady," you say, "Wow, I've had lifetimes where the only way I could feed my children was to sell my body. And I understand. These are hard times." Instead of judgment and put-downs and hatred and revenge and punishment, denial, it's compassion. We look at the warrior who has killed and killed and killed and done amazing things. And we say, yeah, I've had lifetimes as a warrior too. And I understand. I don't put you down. I believe in you. I see the beauty in your soul. I see it in your spirit. I understand. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. I understand. That compassion heals the weary warrior. That's what heals anything, is that compassion. And this fortune and contentment is our reward for our weary journey through all these stories that we have trod for so very long to learn this compassion. I remember in the Bible where Christ said, "He who is without sin cast the first stone," and no one could pick up the first rock. So we're going to stop throwing stones, whether it's at each other or ourselves in the mirror. We're going to stop it.
And we're going to start throwing kisses.
Big hugs. Absolutely. So, I mean, Liz, this is probably enough for us tonight. If you want us to share more, if Mary can stay up, I know she's been busy. I can stay up a little bit longer. But let's turn it over to someone else for a little bit.
Sure. I'm going to turn it over to the group listening. Come on in and share with us or ask questions, and we all can answer the question together. That's a beautiful painting I like to make tonight. So, come on, guys. Just come in and say hi anyway. I think the room's opened. Everybody silent. Let me check the room. Okay, everyone can unmute if they want. Nobody wants to come in? Nobody wants to talk to us? Me? Anybody?
Elizabeth?
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I tried to come in and it said it was muted, and then it unmuted it.
I was
and then
checking
it
the
muted
room.
again.
Okay.
Okay, honey.
Go. Hi,
well,
ma'am.
Yeah. Hi. I wanted to share something that happened just yesterday. It was very interesting. I was on a little trip and I was driving, and you've heard me talk before about how I notice what's on license plates. Well, I've had several trips and I haven't paid any attention to license plates in several months now. But yesterday, as I was having this little trip, I was sharing with somebody about some things that had happened with regards to some of the messages that we've been getting and what they were saying about arrests going on and just I'm trying to think here what the one that talked about the arrests, it was telling about all the things that were going to be stopped, like the energies that were being, targeted with from the towers and the chemtrails and the vaccinations and GMOs and just a lot of different things. And I was
is that the one on Project Camelot you're talking about?
I don't know. Yeah. It came to me as an email from the Galactic Council.
Yeah, there was one on Project Camelot I read. I want to just add that to it. Even though we know all those things you just mentioned are already set at the highest good of all concerned, now we may see the physicality of that. But when I was reading that, somebody sent it to me, is this true or not? And I sent it to Chris, so he'll, I'm sure, address it. But it was supposed to happen like on April 9th or something. That was yesterday, all of that in the article.
Yeah,
but I saw YouTube that somebody put out that they were seeing ET ships. I mean, there were of them, like above Yellowstone Park or something. And that was the same day that the article talked about they were going to do it. So I don't know what it is, but go ahead.
Well, so I was sharing with somebody that I was so excited because, yesterday, Sunday at midnight, Saturday into Sunday morning yesterday, they had talked about this, these events were taking place. And I was very happy, and right after I had read about that in the early morning hours, I was with another family, and they were watching the replay of all things of the American Idol. It was the 15th year anniversary, and that was their last show, and it was a grand finale. I have never seen so much love being poured out. And the guy who actually started it, whose name is Simon, over in England, I think it's got UK's Got Talent or something. When he came to America, he was really known for the way he put down the contestants. And he and the other two people that were with him as the original judges were there as a part of the celebration. And he came kind of at the end where it was a surprise and they didn't know he was coming. And they asked him if he would like to share anything about his experiences, over the past 15 years. And I mean, everybody was just on the verge of breaking down and crying, but it was also very happy. And anyway, he said, I just want to say I'm sorry. And I want to ask the contestants from over the years that I was mean to forgive me. And I mean, I just burst out into tears hearing him say that. It's what we've been doing and calling for, ever since they asked us like 3 to 6 weeks ago to start doing Ho'oponopono about everything. And here it is on this major show, and I'm telling you, I've never seen so much love between all the contestants. They brought and people from the past. They had a huge celebration. They had the flag of America, and it was hanging with the stripes up and down, which, as I believe I remember somebody telling me one time, that the original flag with the 13 stars, it was not hung, like blowing in the wind from side to side. It was hung upside down, so there would always be out, where you could see it. So anyway, that was kind of an emblem thing that was over the front of their show every time they would take a break for a commercial and come back or whatever. And I thought that was, just synchronistic of representing the return to our republic. And the whole thing was like a 4th of July celebration. If you could imagine the whole world joining in, it was nothing but love and peace and joy and kindness and paying it forward. And anyway, so I was sharing with somebody on my trip about this, and I was telling them, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is what we're going into. And right then, Elizabeth, a car passed me, and the license plate had one word on it, and it was imagine. Just exactly
God.
what I was saying.
Really?
I know. Now get this. Something else happened. Something else happened. About 5 to 10 minutes later, we were still talking, and I was sharing about this, the way that message started about the arrests. The person that was writing it, it was equal to the announcement of the Archangel Gabriel at the birth of Christ, when he said, peace and goodwill to all men on earth. This thing started with good tidings to all men, or something to that effect. And I was telling this person that's what it reminded me of. And that's what it felt like all day. Well, guess what? A car passed me, and the license plate was Angel 1.
Oh, my God.
I know.
We're putting the angels to work by calling them in as we
Absolutely.
read it. That's beautiful.
So I love coming in and hearing, from the Cynthia's Divine Sky, all the names of the angels. I love hearing Misty and Candy and you and Cynthia and everybody that comes in to share, Mare and Meredith. And, I love these nights, and I just had to come in and share with you guys what was going on. But we are in for really wonderful times ahead, I do believe, in the midst of all the things. And I have one person that's a young person. He's 26 years old, and in the last 8 years, he has lost 30 friends. And I just talked to this person, and I said, has there been anything else that has happened? And he said, yes, I just lost another friend. So he's doing well, and but I would just like to ask you to pray for Joshua and see and hold him up, as he's one of the key people of the young people in my realm, my world, and my circumference of people that I know that is going to be used mightily. And he's gone through a rough time for the last 8 years. Of course, so many people have, but I know you have a son named Joshua also. And so
I'm glad you
Joshua,
said at the beginning of the call, ma'am, we had special prayer requests for the Law of One. So we're going to expand the Law of One to your friend Joshua. And I also I got a text, I want to expand the prayer of one to Thomas Brock's friend who wants to take his life, for the highest good of all concerned to happen. So, yes, we said it there.
Yes, I'm in agreement. So as a proxy, just using that name and that young man, and that name actually comes from the name Yeshua, Yehoshua. So bless all the young Joshuas, Yehoshuas, and servants of the Most High God, even though they feel like they don't fit that Christian mold, that they know that they're here for a purpose. And I just call forth that purpose now in each and every one of these young people, anyone from my age and younger, and all people everywhere. It doesn't matter what age they are, but I just really want to bless the youth in the name of our Creator, in the name of our. Oh, I have to tell you one more thing.
Yes.
A little young girl that was 7 years old. Oh my gosh, this is going to blow you away. I didn't get to come in and tell you, I don't think, that we sat down at the piano, and she doesn't have a piano in her home. This was at a family member's home. She sat down to play a week ago, and as she sat down to play, she asked me to play along with her, and she just took off and started playing, and she became so excited. She began to sing and prophesy, and she began to say all of these prophetic things out into the air about singing and dancing and wanting everybody in the whole world to be happy. And she said, and it's because I listened to my grandma's call. It's my grandma, that I learned this from. But she went on to say, and we need to thank Amen. She thinks that the name of the Creator is Amen. And she said, everybody needs to say Amen. So the family in the room said, Amen. And she said, say it 3 times. Amen, Amen, Amen. But she said, Amen created everything. Amen created our bodies. Amen is the one that, is doing all of the wonderful things for us and provides everything. Isn't that just so beautiful out of the mouth of a child?
Yes, I love that. And you got to take it seriously when they say these things, because it's pure.
Oh my gosh! If you heard the rest of it,
right out.
Yeah, and the energy in the room. You talk about the change in the frequency.
Yeah,
it was just awesome, and the energies are very high. So I yield with that little story, and thank you for letting me share, Elizabeth.
Oh, my God, that was fantastic. A sign and a wonder makes you wonder, I say. I have one. You triggered me to think of one. I was watching TV. I think it was a reality show. And on the reality show, I had to take a double take because I wasn't really listening to it. But, reality show, they gossip and try to start trouble. But this person says they started doing something good and praising somebody on the reality show. I said, oh, so when you guys see things outside of yourself, that's proof of what we are doing inside of ourselves. Our consciousness is changing. Mim's story and then mine is proof that our consciousness is changing. Mainstream media outside of us is changing now. That's beautiful.
And Elizabeth,
and Simon,
if I can add, what I see happening is that the things that we're dreaming, the vision that we have for new heaven, new earth, it's actually becoming manifest as that part. It's becoming a reality. That is the world. That is the circumference of the realm of influence that we're in is manifesting now.
Absolutely. And another thing, when you saw your license plate, Imagine, and last Monday and Tuesday, and then with Julian, we talked about believing you yourself, not you, Mim, but everybody, you yourself believe that you know that you know that you know, and have faith. And where was I going with this? Oh, I just want to give you guys a little assignment. Find something like there's this one on the internet, Jokers, where they play practical jokes, these 3 or 4 men, and they have contests against themselves, and you just laugh your head off, laugh. So find pictures or find flowers or find something that gives you not just the visual but the emotion. I mean, when you're laughing, that's happiness. And the emotion of beauty, and you imagine, like if you want a different body, start looking at pictures of the body you want, or whatever. Just watch things that will give you a positive emotions. I mean, like load you up, like the practical jokers. Yeah.
Elizabeth, one more thing from that. America's Got Talent. They brought back some of the people that had won in the past, and one of them was Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
And she's on tour, and she took time out to come and be a part of this celebration, to come back and join the rest of the group. And they said to her, so you must be working really hard. You're on your tour, and yet you took time out to come and join us. And she laughed, and she said, oh, my gosh. She said, this has been such a journey. And she said, I have been having so much fun. She said, this hasn't been like work, really. And everybody that was on that show, as the contestants and the people that came back, they all expressed that same idea. And that's what I've been talking about, and Cynthia's been talking about. We're going into a time of ease where you don't go out and get a JOB. We won't have to go get a JOB to try to make ends meet, but you'll actually find the people and be working with the people and doing the things that really bring you joy.
Yes,
and that's my last comment.
And that's a good thing to sit down and meditate on too. Yes, I like that. It's going on. And remember, the Super Bowl, I think 2 years ago, was a beach party. So things talk to you like that. And when you experience that personally, ask the angels to give you experiences like Mim runs into, license plates or watching a show. I've had many of them. Ask them to give you that. And you experience that personally one-on-one. It's just so exciting to yourself because they, tell you where you're at or where the world's going because you've been hearing all that and you kind of, disappointed, nothing's going on. But then you watch a show and it talks to you personally, whispers in your heart. Thanks, man, for sharing. Anybody else like to come on in? Just star 6.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Liz?
Yes.
Oh, this is Amy. Yeah.
Amy, hi.
I just have a little entertaining piece of information that I got from James Gilliland News.
Uh-huh.
Apparently this happened Thursday or Friday. It says shock waves are reverberating around the Kremlin today as word spreads regarding an extraordinary meeting called by Vladimir Putin yesterday where, according to sources, he said that 95% of the world's ruling class are not even human, but are cold-blooded hybrids who are members of an ancient cult. And then he slammed his hand on the table and said, "George Soros, you sly dragon." And then when questioned by a top aide as to what he meant by dragon, which is an unusual word in Russian, Putin sighed and said that all is not what it seems in regard to how the world is run.
Wow.
Isn't this something? Yeah.
Oh,
and then,
good.
Yeah, he said that mankind has been manipulated to become unconscious through the use of programming by media and politics.
A president of Russia said that. That's fantastic. See, things are turning around. I like the dragon thing.
Yeah.
Only, the ones who've been studying it in the world right now can sit back and laugh at him because we know what he's talking about. Oh, goodness. Thank you for bringing that in, Amy. Are you keeping I miss spending time with you. Coon Rapids, you keeping that intact there, down there?
Yeah, I'm holding it together, yeah.
Good girl.
Fighting off a cold right now.
Oh. Well, thank you for bringing that in.
Yeah, I just got one question. I don't know if Cynthia's to.
Okay.
This is something that's always I wondered about when she said we've all played different roles in different lives.
Uh-huh.
So if that's true, then why wouldn't we all ascend? Because
that's such
in this particular life, in this particular life, maybe we're a good guy, and we weren't in another life. Do we? Why is it just the lucky ones that get?
Oh, that question is supreme. That's one.
That's a good question, Amy.
Yeah, I went through an enlightenment experience last Monday night. It was preceded by. I woke up with it was preceded by 2 weeks of a mysterious, beautiful smell in the middle of my house, and several people smelled it. Mary's one of them. And then it became a taste of sweetness in my mouth, and then it became a sense of relaxation, which I still have now. But on Monday night, it reached a peak experience about in the middle of the night, and I went through an enlightenment experience. And midway through it, there was, I said to the presence that was all in me and around me, I said, how could I possibly be enlightened this lifetime when I was pulled out of my mother's womb with forceps, She was freaked out because I wasn't a boy. I was supposed to be a boy. I was put in an incubator with all those noises. I wasn't put on her to bond. She didn't believe in breastfeeding, so I didn't have, the bonding of breastfeeding. And I was fed cow's milk, and I'm allergic to it. I mean, it just goes on and on. I said, how can I possibly be enlightened? And I said, it goes even beyond that. I said, even when I was in utero, there were traumatic things that were going on to my mother that affected me. I said, how can I possibly be enlightened? And the voice that came back in said, oh, you've had many lifetimes when you were breastfed and you had natural birth and you were loved and your mother was happy, and you just call on that knowledge. So to me, this question you've asked tonight is right in line with that. It's like if we're good guys this lifetime or we're bad guys this lifetime, what have we done in previous lifetimes? And that's the $64,000 question, because it's not only lifetimes on this planet but others and in between planets, in between. It's just my belief. It has been for a long time, and I'm willing to give it up because, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I honestly believe that the players down here on this planet at this time are the very best of their kind, whether they're playing the good guys or the bad guys. And we're at the top of our form, whatever role we're playing. And this clash of titans, so to speak, of philosophies, of just all kinds of things, whether it's the reptiles who have the life force and the instinct, or whether it's the avians who see the bigger picture and kind of relate to the neocortex, reptilian brainstem neocortex. We're still one being. And I agree. I think we can all go into ascension. I think of the Christian religion, where Jesus is on the cross, there's a thief on either side of him. And he says, I will see you in heaven tonight. I will see you in heaven tonight. And there's this huge thing. I know they messed with the Bible and left some books out and all, but they had to leave a lot in there. And a real huge thing is on don't judge. Just don't do it. Even Jesus doesn't do it. Judge not that you be not judged. The whole emphasis is on love. And love, I was told earlier to talk about this, so I'm glad we have some time to remind us all. It's all about balance. In other words, there's 7 chakras. There's the heart in the middle. There's 3 chakras under the heart, and there's 3 above it. But in the candlestick, the menorah, there's 1 candlestick base, and then there's 7 candles. So the candlestick base is under that 4th chakra with 3 on one side, 3 on the other. And the heart is the first thing to develop in the womb. And it has an energy field 5,000 times stronger than any of the other chakras. And so if you come from your head, or you come, which is your will, or if you come from your throat, which is your creativity, or you come from your third eye, which is wisdom, those are 3 on one side of the heart. Or say you come from your emotions, or say you come from your ability to relate, or say you come from your physical prowess, those are the 3 on the bottom, or on the other side. But the heart is 5,000 times stronger than any of them rascals. And if you want to conquer, whether it's conquering something inside yourself or conquering something outside of yourself, which is basically the same thing, the as above, the so below, the as within, so without. The key to all magic is changing yourself, and then it's like a domino effect. It changes everything outside of yourself, the 100th monkey thing. And the Bible even talked about it. It says, one man can save the city if 10,000, 10 can save the world. Buckminster did the math. He says, no, it's 5.82 people can change everything for everybody. Point being, if you've got the same neurosis as everybody else because you had the gall to incarnate here and get mass programmed like everybody else, and you overcome it, however you do, it only takes less than 6 of us to do that, to change it for everybody. So each and every one of us are really key, important people. Go ahead.
Each and every one of us, yes. You guys are all the prime of the prime. Amy, did that answer your question, or do you want to ask a follow-up?
Yeah, that was good. It just, I've always, I keep hearing everybody isn't going to make it. Everybody isn't going to make it. But if we're all one, then what are you going to do? You're sending off part of yourself somewhere else, then, I guess.
Well, it's just, here's the deal. Our logical mind is the beta brainwave, and the logical mind only knows the past. And so it'll look at the past, and it'll say, well, this happened then, and that, and this, and this, and this. So obviously, we're going to project in the future. And see, that's not where miracles lie. Miracles lie in the theta brainwave state, which is the dominant state of childhood. It's where we have unlimited fantasy and imagination. We dream the impossible dream. And what we dream is the language of the brain as far as visual images go. And then what we emote is the language of the quantum field, which is what we manifest. So however we get into love instead of fear, however we can imagine beautiful outcomes and have the faith of a child, or a grain of mustard seed, there is where we move up into the cockpit and take control of where the plane is going. And I encourage everybody to do that. So that's just what I wanted to say.
Elizabeth, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi.
It's wonderful to hear you tonight. And I was going to bring in, if somebody had not already, that Beth Trutwin just put out a new Sananda message.
Whoa.
And in it, she talked about these people that with her met in Santa Barbara on March 31st and April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and they were doing work, and it had to do with the grids and stuff. But anyway, she said that because of this work that they did, I believe that it included everything, all these people who've been doing what we were asked to do, which was to do the I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you, and the law of one. They were successful, and she talked about something that was averted, and that they were, the cabal was going to do a nuclear attack at Brussels, and it was reported in the news as just that bombing that took place, but it actually was something that was stopped that would have been, pretty bad. And she went on to say that the work that was done, it cleared everything so that these arrests could be done, and that only the worst of the worst, that wasn't her way of saying it, but she said that everybody has made it, in answer to the person before Cynthia was speaking and had a question, why would anybody, not make it? She said that everybody has made it, and she did talk about there being a possibility of some of them going forward. We're now in the 5th dimension, and some will go forward, and if others can't go forward, they will still go to a place where they will continue their lessons or whatever. But it will be the right place for them. And then she also mentioned that all karma has been removed, and there's no karma now for anybody. And she said that we're waiting for the perfect moment, and I'm assuming that that's going to be the event. But I was thinking that when we did all of this work and the 9th came, that there was something to do with that particular, maybe it was the event, but I think she did say something about the event of disclosure. Maybe that's what she was talking about. But I did have somebody mention to me that they read where there was a major catastrophe that was averted, and I'm wondering if, Cynthia, if you know what that was. But to answer the other lady's question, yes, she said that there is no karma now for anybody, and that we are at the point of entering into 0 point time, like for everybody.
That's music.
And
that's just pure music.
People need to go and read that. They have it on Operation Disclosure, and I'm sure that, and that's blogspot.com. And I don't know if it's on Ascension Earth or some of these other places. I'm sure it's in several places. But it just came out, I think, early this morning.
Wow. Well, it certainly goes with what I've been feeling. My problem, which is not really a problem, is just that
your problem is love, Cynthia.
Well,
your problem
no, seriously, Elizabeth, my body is so relaxed that it's been bizarre. I've never been this relaxed. I've been tense my whole life, wound up, tense, almost hysterical. And for the last week, let's see, today, it's been a week. I've been so relaxed. One time I took a half a tab of Valium, and I felt very, very relaxed. But this was different. It was that very, very, very relaxed state, but without the chemical edge. It was, oh my goodness, I'm just not used to it. I'm having to get used to it. And along with it is my mind. It's like before, when I used to be so tense, my mind was just going all the time. And now there's this, like, not much activity with my mind. And when there is, it seems totally ridiculous to me. In other words, I find myself completely physically relaxed with just this sense of just stillness and of being one with God and just being at total peace.
Contentment.
And everything being totally simple. And then a thought will come racing across my mind like a horse across a plain. And it just seems stupid to me. And I'll think, my God, that's a stupid thought. And then I think, oh, that's a timeline. That's a timeline that I used to believe in, I used to be on. And so then what I'll do is I'll go manifesting, manifested, completed. I'll complete the darn thing. And then I just say law of one, the highest good. And I compress it into the law of one. I've been compressing timelines into the law of one, completing them and compressing them. And but that doesn't take much time. It's just kind of fleeting stuff. And so I'm not used to this, but it surely does feel good to me. It feels like a blooming of a flower. It's like all that time of the plant, growing, and then the bud, and then the flower opens, and then it just is. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that into the pot because I'm thinking we're going to all go through that. We're so used to thinking all the time. We're so used to being tense. And I think we're going to go into a state where we can relax. I think our needs are going to be taken care of, whether it's suddenly or whether it's progressively over a period of time or is different for different people. But I just really feel that it's going to be a combination of going into enlightenment where for example, I went through about a week where I didn't eat very much, but I felt my body taking in nutrients from like the cosmos. But then I eat sometimes and it's just delicious. I just feel like we're going to all go into that state where instead of this frantic scrambling for survival, whether it's a shelter or food or whatever, we're going to go into a very relaxed state and just be able to relax and feel safe and feel loved and get into this state of enjoyment where every moment is a miracle, and that we see everything through new eyes. Like what's happening to me is things that I used to just didn't notice. They were kind of background things. I was always involved in this, that, or the other, are now seeming so precious to me. You know, every little flower, every little bush, every little bird song, you know, walking across my floor, the old comfortable slippers, they all seem like such a miracle to me. This deep, deep gratitude of just these little things. But anyway, I just wanted to share that because that's kind of what's going on. And I loved hearing about American Idol. I used to watch it. And I loved hearing about how everybody was in that state of love. That I really appreciate your sharing that. Thank you for bringing it. And let me just turn the talking stick over to somebody else.
Yeah, Cynthia, I've been experiencing that with the appetite and the same with me, anxiety and all that, but now relaxed.
Yeah.
But the other thing I'm experiencing is I have 2 cats, and then I live in a house where they have 2 big pit bulls. And I don't know, I find myself going to the animals and I like, oh, Sparta needs a Sparta hug today. I'm loving on them. I know there's some with the animals.
Yeah, me too.
I'm loving on them more.
I left that part out. Yeah, me too. Big time.
Yeah. And as we're loving on them, I imagine that it's like the vibrations we're bringing in is going into them. Anyway,
they're
Ivy
so
likes
cosmic.
to play with me.
My creatures are so cosmic. I look in their eyes and I just see infinity. I think they're just taking these, because every time they fire up the CERN, it seems like there's this huge solar flare or something happens. It's like, you know, whatever they're doing, cause effect, gets a response, and it's like miracle upon miracle upon miracle, and I can see it in the eyes of my creatures that they are getting more enlightened. It's a wonderful mirror.
Yeah, and every time they fire up CERN, it's set at the highest good of all concerned, so it's all going into us, the highest good of all concerned.
It's amazing.
Yes. And Ivy, she likes to come up to my bed and play, and I think she thinks I'm a cat because she gets her claws out and goes around me and puts her mouth around me.
Maybe you are in another lifetime.
Meow, meow. Anybody else have any questions for Cynthia, or want to bring anything out, or questions for me or anybody? Come on in. Now's your turn. Otherwise, beautiful stuff tonight, dissertation. Everybody enjoy your life, and that's why find things that children, like, you know, to be a child like. Find things that you can listen to and look at that make you feel like a child. That child's energy goes into you, and you see them laughing, and you feel that happiness. You feel that emotion. So find things that are beautiful, sound, sight, things that you can just match up your that emotion with inside of you as you're watching it. And or another thing, if you're feeling sad or any kind of feeling, go find the opposite positive feeling somehow, watch it, engage with that, and that'll help you too.
Elizabeth, am I still open?
You're still here. Yes.
Okay. I was just going to say, I just realized that something came back to me. possibly is the answer. I think it is the answer to the question that I had for Cynthia about that major catastrophic thing. And I think that what was avoided was that when Beth True Twin said that we made it this time, we completed, and we will not. Well, she talked about how we're going into the 6th day. Maybe Cynthia can comment on this to clarify, because I'm driving and I can't remember exactly how she explained it. But my understanding is that the Earth has gone through 5 times where we made it to this point, but we didn't make it, and the Earth had to go through a recreation process. And I think what was averted this time, that was the cataclysmic thing, that we made it past that point this time. And I'll go ahead and mute out here. Thank you.
That feels right to me, not because I've read these things or kept up with it, but just from my own personal journey this last week, I think that's true.
Thank you for your comment, Cynthia. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Yay.
Praise God. I give thanks.
So, Cynthia, would you like to lead us in a meditation?
Yeah.
What's on your heart?
Let's do a meditation.
A meditation of emotions. I don't know why that's all I have, but whatever you have.
Okay, yeah. The emotions are the key, period. Happiness will bring about youth and immortality. It'll show us solutions to every problem inwardly and outwardly. It is our civic duty to be happy. So I would like to do a meditation asking for whatever is necessary for each and every one of us in each and every moment, in each and every situation, in all timelines and realities, past, present, and future, to transform and transmute all energies into supreme happiness. So let us all, if you're driving, of course, ask that an etheric double be made to sit next to you on the rider's side that can go into deep meditation. And if you're like sitting in a wonderful chair like I am where you're comfortable, then just do it that way. But let's do 3 perfect breaths where we breathe in to the count of 10. We hold to the count of 10. We breathe out to the count of 10 and hold to the count of 10. We're going to do this 3 times, starting now. Take your time. We are all one. And through all timelines, through all genetics, through all lifetimes, through all realities and parallel universes, through all transversal wormholes, and all out-of-body experiences, all spheres and planes, everything that exists, we ask that only the highest good happen. Because even though we may not see each other or know about each other, we are still one body. We're still one being. And we are asking that only the highest good of all concern happen everywhere, through all timelines. Whether we are an atom or a plant or a person or an animal or a planet or a star or a sun or a whole universe or multi-universes. Whether we exist in one time or two or infinite times, regardless, when one is harmed, all are harmed. And when one is helped, all are helped. So we are now calling in all timelines, all possible realities, the entire quantum field. And we are releasing all previous laws, agreements, and oaths, and we're finishing them with deep gratitude for all we've learned. And we are now implementing the highest good of all. We're asking that all matter, all emotion, all thought, and all desire operate according to the highest good of all. That in each and every moment and place, as it manifests infinite variations, that always the highest good of all happens, so that all change is happy. We are asking for supreme happiness, the seventh heaven of delight, beyond any words to describe, to be the constant perfume, constant fruit of all creation everywhere. And this happiness evokes youth and immortality, because life is sweet and it is good. And as happy children playing, we never want it to end. We never want to grow old, because life is too much fun. And this childlike state leads us into the kingdom of heaven, on earth as it is in heaven. So everybody, for the next 90 seconds, let's go within and imagine our own personal life, our bodies being young and beautiful, our families, our tribe, our environment being absolutely beautiful. And then we're going to do 90 seconds where, having created this beauty in our personal experience, we look out upon the world and see everybody else having exquisite beauty, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, in their lives too. So for the next 90 seconds, we're going to focus on our own physical body, our own emotions, our own mental processes, our own desire nature, and our own experience of unity with God being absolutely perfect, extremely happy and fulfilling and beautiful and beneficial to ourselves and everyone. So for the next 90 seconds, I want you to dream the beautiful dream for yourself, starting now. Imagine it, visualize it, emote it. The perfect dream for you. And I will do it for me. Oh, how happy, beautiful every day, every moment. Sleep so good, has so much energy and joy in the daytime. Relationships are exquisitely beautiful and satisfying. And now move into, from this happy state, with every out-breath, you look out and you see your neighbors happy and fulfilled. You see other countries where people are happy. They're fulfilled. The animals are happy and healthy. Their environments are beautiful, outrageously beautiful. For the next 90 seconds, imagine the world and the solar system and the universe and the creation being exquisitely happy and beautiful. Just imagine it and emote it. Joy so refined and so exquisitely beautiful that literally you cry with tears of joy and wonder, and you laugh. Delight, pure delight. And so let me just leave everybody in this meditation as we end the call. I guess, Liz, it is that time. And let's stay in this meditation and go to sleep with this meditation. And let us give thanks that this is done. For we are all one being. And when one of us is harmed, we all feel it. And when one of us is helped, we're all healed by it. So therefore, in the name of who we are, and we are all one with all there is, we ask that only the highest good of all happen, and we give thanks through all time and through all space that this is done. So be it, so it is. I'm going to hang up now because I'm going to stay in this meditation. Good night.
Namaste, everybody. Good night, and peace be with you. See you tomorrow.
Are you looking for healing or a change in your life to help you enjoy it more fully? You might benefit from a galactic energy reading and clearing from Chris Jacobs. Chris will work with you on a soul level to clear unseen negative influences, implants, programs, contracts, and energetic blocks. Chris Jacobs is a gifted energy healer. Contact him today at ChristopherStephenJacobs@gmail.com.